Hey everybody, Greg Casillo from Casillo.com. Today's video is on camera protection. There's a lot of different forms of camera protection, and especially as a professional, you need to think about it. If you're not a professional, there might be some ways you can get around some of these things. Let's first talk about the equipment side, the stuff that you buy. We're all gearheads, we all love good equipment, but just do me a favor and just stay away from those cheapo bags that you put on top of your camera. They're usually on the counter at the camera store or something. You know, you see them at the bottom, the Amazon thing. Hey, people bought this. Please stay away from them. You know, you spend thousands of dollars on your camera equipment and you're gonna put a $5 plastic bag on top of your camera to protect it from the rain. Give me a break. Please, please, please stay away from those. If you're gonna be out in the rain or the snow or anything like that, just get a good camera bag, rain cover, whatever you want to call it, to make sure that there's no issues. Okay, just start with one of these. I've had this for a couple years now. I have a 70-200 one with the flash, and I also have this one from 300-600. They work great. They're from Think Tank. That's called a Hydrophobia. Love these things. They fit really well. I can put my hands inside. I can still change cards. I can still change batteries. I can still shoot, all that stuff. There's no issues. So that's the first thing. Please, please, please don't waste your money on those stupid little bags. You know, just don't put a $1,000 camera in a little plastic bag. You need a real rain cover. I know they're expensive, but it's worth it. If your camera gets wet, guess what? No more warranty. That means no more protection. So buy a good one and you won't be sorry. The second type of protection for your equipment is a quality camera bag. I recommend Think Tank. I think their equipment is awesome. I think it's very well thought out. The way they have extra pockets and the way things attach, their systems, everything, their belt packs, everything I think is really, really good. This is actually a glass taxi, which I use for my 300-2.8, and actually I put my Hydrophobia for the 300 in here too. The nice thing about it is it has plenty of padding. It's very well designed. You have backpack straps if you need it. And my everyday bag for my 70-200, 24-70, 14-24 is my retrospective 30. That's kind of my everyday shoulder bag. It's an easy bag to shoot out of. I can get both my pro bodies in there as well as my SB 800 and some extra like double A's, stuff like that in there. So it's a good bag as far as good shooting out of, that kind of thing. Another nice thing about Think Tank is they all come with rain covers. If you're out in the rain and it's pouring, this is great to be 100% sure you know your equipment is going to stay dry when you don't have a choice. So if you're a commuter or you might be out somewhere, it's cheap protection. And like I said, you want to be sure to not get cheap ones. There are tons of good camera bag manufacturers besides Think Tank, like Lowepro. Just buy a good one, but be aware, at least as far as I'm concerned, there's no such thing as a perfect camera bag, at least not that I've found yet. Kind of there's one bag for one thing, one bag for another. So think about that, but just do yourself a favor. Don't cheap out on camera bags. Please don't cheap out on a camera bag. The next type of protection for your camera is regular maintenance. Now, I strongly recommend sending your equipment back into Nikon, back into Canon, to Sony, to Olympus, whoever it is that originally makes your equipment, send it into them. Now, I know it's more expensive. I know, but they will put it back to the correct tolerances. They'll get it to where it belongs, where it needs to be, and so you're going to be much better off getting them to do it. The other thing is that what if you take it to some place around the corner and they fix it, then all of a sudden there's a bigger problem or another problem. Oh, but you took the XYZ camera around the corner. Oh man, sorry, they're not an authorized dealer. They're not allowed to work on your Canon body or your Nikon body. That means your warranty is now void. That's the last thing you want to hear, is a voided warranty. That might mean that your camera that you just spent $1,000 on, if it was a D700 or D7000, $3,000 if it was a D700, is now junk and you need to go out and buy another one. Doesn't do you any good. So trust me, go with the original deal, the original company, send it back into Nikon. They're really, really good. They do it as quick as possible to get your equipment back, and they do it right. So that's my recommendation. That's the third form of protection. I got one more for you. So what's the last type of protection? It's insurance. Unfortunately, it's one of those necessary evils. Everybody's got to have it. You want to be sure that your equipment's insured, that there's going to be no issues if you drop it, if you lose it. You just want to be covered. You don't want to have to pay out the entire cost of that equipment again. So that's why we buy insurance. Now, sometimes your vehicle insurance doesn't cover your equipment if it was stolen out of your vehicle. A lot of times it isn't covered under your homeowner's insurance either. So you need to be sure. Just go to your insurance guy, your insurance broker, find a good local reputable one, get a recommendation from somebody, go get a good policy. I think mine cost me maybe $150 a year, something like that. It's really inexpensive. If it's lost, if it's stolen, if I break it, it's all covered. So you're much better off. So insurance was one, equipment maintenance is another, and what was the other one? I forget. There was something else. Oh, that's what I wanted to talk about. There was another one. Filters. I hate filters. I never use a filter on my lens unless it's like a circular polarizer, a neutral density, or something like that. I never put a UV on. I have a stack of filters like this high at home. They just sit there and collect dust. I never use them. I can't see taking a $50 cheapo filter and putting it on my $2,000, $3,000, $6,000 piece of glass. It's just stupid. You bought the quality of the glass, you want that quality, but then you take a piece of crappy glass, put it in front, and you try and take all your pictures through it. It's not going to be good. It's not going to make better photos. You think, oh, I need it just in case. Well, that's what the hood's for. That's what this thing is for. You put the hood on the lens. You don't walk around taking pictures with the hood reversed. That's not what it's for. It's to be put on there straight. Not only does it protect it from stray light coming in, it also protects it from banging into stuff and from people poking at it, whatever. You bang into it. Trust me, stay away from the cheapo filters, please. If you have to have a UV filter, you want to put something on there, buy a really good one. Buy a good B&W or something like that. Buy a high-end one. Don't put a $50 filter on. It should be at least $200 for a quality filter if you're going to put it on, a $2,000 lens. So that's probably the other type of protection that you need to think about. I think that's all, though. Yeah, that's all this time. Greg Cazillo, Cazillo.com. Keep shooting. See ya.